Hey friends, welcome back to our series that I'm calling Whittle Down Wednesday because I post a video every Wednesday. Essentially, I am whittling down my pantry and my freezer and my cupboards in order to save some money for a fun trip we're taking this fall. I'm doing this so I don't spend as much money at the grocery store each week. So I have a nice full stocked up pantry, though we are whittling it down and it's really working. And I'm taking things from there and trying to use them up and only buying a few fresh items at the grocery store every week so we can save some money. If you're new here, welcome. I am Sarah and my husband is William. Our channel is called Gilkey's Limited Adventures because my husband is legally blind and we are a little bit limited because of that. But we still love adventures and we still love to have fun and we like to bring you guys along too. So in this video, you will see 5 meals, 5 dinners or suppers. There's a dessert in there this week, and then also one of our favorite snacks, and 2 grocery hauls this week. So I did drop William off at the grocery store one day and he picked up a few things, so he'll be doing a small grocery haul and then our normal weekly grocery haul. Things are a little bit different this week because we are having guests next week, so I did have to buy a few extra things. You'll see that in the video coming up. And I can't wait actually to show you that meal next week that we're serving to our guests. It should be a lot of fun. We are doing a Wisconsin theme. So every food I'm making is very traditional to Wisconsin because that's where we're from. And these are out of town guests. So I'm really excited about that. That'll be next week's video, so come back for that. If you're not subscribed, please do so, because after this 15 weeks of Whittle Down Wednesday, I'm already thinking of a new series I think you guys are going to love if you like this one. So stay tuned till the end and see how much money we save this week.
Now it's day 1 and it is so beautiful outside. I'm going to take my ingredients out and make supper outside. And I'm making some Philly cheesesteaks with this steak that we got from William's parents a couple of weeks ago. I just cut it into little pieces and took it out and fried it in some onions and peppers. And then I added some mushrooms to this. And once that was fully cooked, then we're going to take it inside and assemble our sandwiches. It was such a beautiful day to be out there in the sun cooking outside. Inside, I added this to some hoagie rolls, added some American cheese, and then I had these Casey's fried pickle ranch chips for a side. Now on day 2, we're using up some of these Ruby's Pantry items. We're going to make some chicken nuggets and some french fries in the air fryer, and I'm going to fry up bacon. I'm going to make a ranch dip, and then we're using up these lavish wraps again. If you haven't seen any of our Ruby's Pantry hauls, stay tuned. We're having another one in a couple weeks. This is a food share program in our area to help reduce food waste. It's such a fun program. You never know what you're going to get, and it's only $25. Well, all of those items you just saw there, except for the cheese, came from Ruby's Pantry, so it's a great way to use some of this up. I'm making chicken, bacon, ranch, lavish wraps. These are very similar to like a flatbread or a tortilla. They are spinach, but you really can't taste the spinach flavor in them at all. I added on some buttered lettuce and then I'm going to roll these up. They were so hot, so hot to roll because they just came out of that oven just long enough to let the cheese melt, but boy, they were hot. Now these were good. I ended up putting a little bit of barbecue sauce on mine just to make it a little bit more flavorful, but we still have about 10 of these lavish wraps left, so we will be making some more sandwiches like this. But it was a great meal for day 2. Now we're on to day 3 and I got a Papa Murphy's pizza. Now you'll see this when I add up the totals. I did have a gift card, but it didn't cover the whole pizza, so we did have to spend a little bit of money on this, just about $6 or $7. We got a sausage and mushroom. It was $10.99 every Tuesday. Definitely worth it. And we buy ours on Tuesday during the special, and then we eat it on Wednesday nights, which is our family night. We usually watch a movie or TV together, and it's the one night I don't have to cook. And we had dessert this night. We had some leftover brownies that William's mom sent home from us from her family reunion in Missouri, and we added a little bit of ice cream, and that was a great dessert for family night. On to day 4, and we're going to have breakfast. I love this Bisquick shake and pour. It's so easy, and they're really good pancakes. I added a little bit of frozen blueberries to those. I always thaw mine out in the microwave for about a minute so they're not completely frozen. And here's a little tip. I like to add a little bit more pancake batter on top of those so when you flip them, they don't burn on the bottom of your pan. I always like having breakfast for supper when I don't know what else to make because everybody loves breakfast. It's easy, it's usually fairly inexpensive. I just added some of these great value turkey sausage patties on the side. It was perfect, it was easy. Supper was done in less than half an hour. We had some delicious blueberry pancakes and turkey sausages, and that was a great meal for day 4. Now, on to day 5. This was Friday night, one of my favorite meals. This is so nostalgic for me. We're going to make some American goulash. And if you want this whole recipe, I will link the full recipe in the comments below. But this is just ground beef, onions, and peppers. We're going to cook those all together on the stove. And then I like to add some garlic salt, maybe some seasoned salt, pepper, and then some Italian seasonings. It doesn't need to be overly seasoned because what comes through with this goulash are the peppers and the tomatoes, and that's really what gives it that traditional flavor. Now, I love stewed tomatoes, and I usually just use my kitchen shears to snip these up a little to make them a little smaller. It's so much easier than having to dice them up on a cutting board. 1 can of tomato sauce, 2 cups of beef broth, and then about a cup or a cup and a quarter of just regular elbow macaroni. This is such an easy recipe. You just put that all in, put the lid on, let it cook until those noodles are tender. I would suggest letting it cool a little bit because it is so hot and it'll thicken up a little bit as it cools. But this is just such a delicious recipe, something that we had a lot growing up, and it just has that kind of nostalgic, that tomato and pepper flavor. It looks a little bit like a chili mac, but there are no chili seasonings in it. This has its own distinct flavor. Now on to day 6, and this was Saturday afternoon. I'm gonna make some chicken sandwiches, and we're gonna have some smiles on the side. These both came from a Ruby's Pantry haul. So already we're having a bargain with those items. I'm gonna use up these leftover rolls from the Philly cheesesteaks on Monday. And today I'm gonna let everybody make their own. So I put a few different sauces out. Me personally, I'm having barbecue sauce with some pickles. I added a slice of Havarti cheese on top, added on some lettuce. This was such a good sandwich for lunch. And those smiles on the side were just perfect because they're kind of crispy on the outside and soft in the middle. I added some extra barbecue sauce, and this was just a perfect meal for a Saturday afternoon. Now, Saturday evening, it started to get really windy, and there was a big storm coming. It was going to give us lots and lots of rain, so we decided Saturday evening was the perfect time to have a movie night. And we popped some popcorn and we watched Mufasa, the Lion King from last year. It was a pretty cute movie, but I'm going to show you how I make my homemade popcorn on the stove. I like to use coconut oil. So I added a little bit of coconut oil to a pan and let that melt. Goes really quickly. And then I like this Orville Redenbacher tender white popcorn. And I put a lot of it in the pan today because we were really feeling like having popcorn for supper. Then in about 5 minutes or so, when it starts to pop, then I put a lid on it, but I don't put it on tight. I let it so the steam can get out too. And then I wait until this thing is overflowing, popping, and then I transfer it over to a bowl. Not all of it though, and then I let it keep popping. And I just keep doing that until all of the kernels are popped. It's funny, I have had a friend laugh at me how I make my popcorn, but that's the best. And really, I've had multiple people tell me that my homemade popcorn is so good. And then I just use regular butter and I just let the heat from the pan melt it. I don't turn the flame back on, and then I just put the kind of the bubbling up part of the butter on top. And then I always add a little extra salt, toss it around, and then I keep doing that so all of the popcorn gets that nice fresh butter. And because that pan was so hot, it's almost like a browned butter. I don't know if that's the secret or not. I've just been making popcorn like this my whole entire life, and it is so good. And then of course the last bits, I just throw some popcorn in, swirl it around to make sure we don't waste any. And we went to Walgreens with our entertainment money and got some candy to go with it. Now on day 7, this was Sunday after church, I really wanted an easy meal, so we're going to have some grilled cheese and tomato soup. Except William wanted peanut butter and honey, so that's fine. What he wants, he can get. I don't mind making a special meal for him sometimes. We had ham and cheese, grilled cheese on this day. And then just a can of tomato soup. It doesn't get any easier than this. Good comfort food for a Sunday afternoon. And that is the last meal of the week. And here come the grocery hauls for this week.
Hi, it's William, and it's early in the week. It's a Tuesday night. I had an eye doctor appointment, and unfortunately I got a shot in my right eye. For those of you that don't know, I am legally blind, so I struggle and get shots occasionally, but I had some targeted coupons for our local market, and I wanted to try to take advantage of them because some of them were pretty good. But leave it to me to spend a little more than I wanted to. I spent $33.23. Sorry, honey. And it's hard for me to see. I mean, I was slow, and it's brutal, but I like to get a little bit of independence, so I'm trying my best. So real quickly, frozen blueberries. I had a $2 coupon on those, and those are a staple in our home. Baby romaine that I got for the guinea pig, I did have a targeted coupon for that too. $1 off. Some Skinny Pop party size, that's for me. I like to have it as a healthy snack. I'm not that safe with an oven and stovetop, so it's good I don't pop popcorn, but I did get that. Black beans for a recipe that we're going to have later this week, and we were actually out of those, and that will make a difference. I'm kind of a sucker here. Protein ice cream. They put the word protein in a lot of grams, and they got me. The other benefit is it's strawberry, which I like, and it's 360 calories for the whole container. Compare that to Ben & Jerry's, although the taste doesn't compare probably either. Some Edie's slow churn vanilla ice cream. That's a little healthier choice for ice cream. We wanted that for some brownies that we have in the freezer. So we're going to have ice cream and brownies on our family night, which is Wednesday. I got a Pepsi Zero, which I got for free. I had a targeted coupon for that. And then milk is a staple. Not for me, I'm not a milk drinker, but in our home, these other folks here are Wisconsinites, and they like this stuff. And so we did get a milk. And I spent $33.29, and I'm sorry about that, honey. I should have been under 20, but my 2 impulse buys put me over. Yeah, I'm feeling sorry for myself because I had a shot in the eye and I couldn't see. But that's my life, so I'm not really feeling sorry for myself. I got a great life.
You could have some ice cream, though, after that. Thank you.
Hey.
Uh-oh, I gotta take that note. Here is the weekly grocery haul. This one came from Walmart for $129.78. My dishwasher's on right there, so you can probably hear it. I'm gonna bring you in closer and show you everything we got.
This week is going to be a little bit different and a little bit more expensive because we're having guests stay with us for a couple of days, and I want to feed them good food, not just what's in my pantry, though some of it will be coming out for that. I did buy some nice fresh stuff also, so let's just go through it. We have some bread and some strawberries. I'm hoping these make it a few more days. I wanted to serve them for breakfast. They look pretty good. Got some yogurt for William. He also likes these smashed avocado minis. Some Core Power. We get that every week because we like to have it in smoothies, and William likes to drink it for some extra protein. Like I said before, any kind of thing we get at Walmart goes in the grocery budget, and I did get some Clorox bleach. One of these twist ups. So I had that a few weeks ago, actually liked it. I'm not picky. Generic soda is just fine for me. So I got another one of those. Some blueberry muffins. I love to doctor these up with extra blueberries and a little sprinkle of sugar on top. They come out so good. Stay tuned for that recipe next week because it's one of my favorites. Some lettuce for our guinea pig. Somebody asked for a little shot of our guinea pig, so I'll show it right here, nibbling on some food. He loves anything green, any kinds of veggies. He's so sweet. His name is Ferris. Here is some angel hair coleslaw. I'm gonna make a garden coleslaw and some eggs. I'm gonna make some cheesy potatoes when we have friends in town, so that's where I got these diced potatoes for. Let's see. You know, we had some vegetarian baked beans because One of our relatives is a vegetarian, and I actually like them better than any of their other beans. So I got some more of those. Some cottage cheese with fruit just for lunches, some heavy whipping cream for coffee, some mini cucumbers, brioche buns, we're gonna have a cookout, some cheese for those cheesy potatoes, nice green Walmart bananas, some sour cream also for the cheesy potatoes. Now, I love to pop my own popcorn, and this is one of my favorites, but it has to be the white corn, Orville Redenbacher white corn. It's so nice and tender, and I love to use coconut oil when I make my own homemade popcorn. A big square case of Pepsi for William, and a new shower liner just because we needed one. I think that's everything. This was a pretty good haul. It's a little more expensive this week. We'll save money, but we're not going to save as much as I'd hoped. But that happens, especially when you have friends in town or you're going to have a cookout or any kind of holiday comes around. It does happen, but we're still doing pretty good.
Each week, I'd like to remind you that the USDA estimates that a family spends between $240 and $300 a week on groceries. We spend $250, but that does include some toiletries, pet food, and miscellaneous items for 3 adults. This week we spent $677 at Papa Murphy's, $33.23 at Pick and Save, and $129.78 at Walmart for a total of $169.78. That's only a savings of $80.22 this week, but so far we've saved over $1,100.
I'm so excited about it. I think this has been such a fun series for me. I'm really being conscious of what I'm spending at the grocery store and what I have in my freezer and my cupboards. But thanks for coming along on this. If you have any tips or tricks, or if you saw anything in my cupboards that you think would go together well, I'd love to hear about it in the comments. And if you make any of these, especially the goulash, I want to hear, do I make it like you? Is it one of your favorites too? Because that really is one of my favorites. It's so nostalgic. It just brings me right back to childhood. But thanks for watching, everybody. We'll see you next week.